Okay, hi, I'm Jamie Ruby from Sci-Fi-Vision. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the series. To start out, why don't you both just talk about sort of how you became involved and why you wanted to do it? Just go, Matt, you go.
Yeah, I'll take the lead. So I back in 2019 when I first started working on this show, at that time I was feeling really anxious about things that were happening in the world. It felt like the idea of facts and reality were now no longer these sturdy stalwarts. They were kind of things that were malleable and could change by person to person, and that bothered me and that really freaked me out about where we might be going in the future. So I wanted to look back at some point in history where a very similar thing was happening and maybe explore it back there and see what it's like. Luckily, it's a lot more fun to talk about these things in the 1980s where you have hair metal horror movies, John Hughes, Belinda Carlisle, all of these things that you can really like have fun and play with.
Yeah.
Um, that I grew up with that I was really excited about. And, the perfect setting for the show, Southeast Michigan, that's where I grew up. So writing what I knew, set all of it there. And, yeah, that was just kind of how the whole on a large scale, how it all came together. But David,
Well, I joined the show after Matt had written that pilot script, and I was just so blown away by this pilot. It's one of the best pilots I've ever read, and I think the things that I really connected to, I connected to many things: the humor, the scares, all those things. But really, to me, the thing that really jumped out at me with this project was watching this teenager make bad decisions, and that also watching grown-ups make bad decisions too, and that it just felt so relatable and so real. And the scenes between this mother who's worried about her teenager who's starting to look more like a man going out in the world. What is he up to? And it turns out he's up to no good. And that was a really exciting thing for me to be involved in working with Matt on this show.
Talk about recreating the late 80s. And was it, I guess, an interesting experience working with all these teens who obviously did not know anything about
yeah,
the
well, for us, we gave this was both with our writers and our production heads and the cast. We gave everyone kind of watch and read lists of
80s?
here are the things that we want this to sort of feel like. In terms of the set deck and all that, one of the gold standards for us was Freaks and Geeks, which was a town in the 80s, but it felt like a show in the 70s because it was Michigan and trends don't catch up for about 10 to 15 years out there. With the kids, it really wasn't that hard to get them into some of this stuff. Like I think Kazai, when he sent in his first audition tape, he was already set to Animal by Def Leppard. Nikki is a humongous 80s metal freak. Kiara loved everything that we threw her way. I've gotten videos from MJ over the summer of him practicing. He learned how to play Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. So even though these are younger people, it seems like they really genuinely embraced all of this stuff. And of course, they're working with legends like Bruce Campbell, who
Yeah.
has been in so many classic 80s films and then have gone back and watched those and been like, oh my God, I can't believe I get to work with that guy. So it's been really fun sharing this stuff with the younger cast.
Do you have anything to add?
Well, they've jumped right in. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're and teenagers are eternal, and so there wasn't, that they jumped into who are these kids as people, and they're all such a gifted group of actors
Yeah.
that there really wasn't anything to buy. You believe that they exist because of the work that they've done to bring them to life.
Right. Now, I know they said they really sang and played in the show. Did that add another level of difficulty, I guess, because you have to record the music and add it? I know it can add difficulties at any rate. Was that just a fun thing? Because obviously that was really important to it. I mean, you had to have that.
Yeah. It was, I wouldn't say it was added difficulty. It was, they would have to take time away from set to, maybe time they could have been spending on getting ready for their lines. They were spending learning Number of the Beast or some other song or whatever. But I think they really enjoyed it. I think MJ during the writer's strike and the SAG strike, MJ continued to take guitar lessons that whole time just because he was really invested in it and wanted to come back as being like, a fully formed version of Dylan, and he did. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't say it added any kind of stressor to us at all. It was just another piece of the puzzle.
Right. Do you both, without spoiling anything, what are you looking forward to people seeing?
Ooh, I am looking forward to. I'll give a couple, and then David, you can take a couple. I'm really looking forward to seeing having people see both Julie Bowen and Anna Camp in their roles. I think they both do outstanding work. This is Julie Bowen like you've never seen her before. This is Anna Camp like you've never seen her before. Both of them, it was, if they were shooting on set, I made sure I was there for the entire duration of their scene, just because it's so fun to watch them do their thing. But David,
Well, I mean, I agree with that completely. I think to me, I'm really looking forward, having worked in the geek space for a while, I'm really looking forward to hearing.
Whoops.
oops.
He's
Let's
looking
see.
forward to hearing something. It's a mystery.
I'm gonna guess what David was going to say.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that David was going to say he's really looking forward to seeing how people react to seeing Bruce Campbell in this role. This is not Bruce playing Ash Williams. This is
Yes, he was
Bruce
very
playing.
serious.
Yeah, yeah. He's still Bruce. He's still funny. He's got a couple of jokes here and there, but this is Bruce being the voice of reason as opposed to being, and I love Ash Williams, the biggest doofus in the world. So I have a feeling that Chief Dandridge and Ash Williams probably wouldn't get along too well. So it'll be interesting to see how people react to Bruce in an authoritarian role in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it was great, but I definitely didn't expect that either. So I am so.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. Sorry that we lost him, but
No worries.
All
We're good.
good. Thank you so much, Jamie, and I will say thank you for David as well.
okay, thanks. Have a good rest of your day.